Hi everybody. Yeah, don't know what's going on. Something's going on. That's it. I think you can see me now. Welcome along to our live, and it's an exceptional live today because it is a Christmas live. And I know I said I wasn't doing any Christmas, and I'm not really. I'm not doing a big journal like we did last year. I think we did. Was it last year we did Holly Jolly Journal? I think.
I think so.
Yeah. And we did a giveaway with it. So not this year. I'm just doing this little journal, and I'm going to show you how to do it, and then you can take this journal anywhere that you like. Not this specific one, but you can make a journal and alter it in any which way you fancy, because it's very alterable. Now, I saw this on Barbara's channel, 49 Dragonflies. I have subsequently seen that Yvonne Preston has made loads of these, and they're all lovely. This is very similar to a journal that I did about a year ago now, but similar but different. So this is it. It's held together by ribbon, but you could use hemp, string, baker's twine, anything you like. And I've just popped an eyelet in there. You could equally put an eyelet in there, which would hold it, which is what I'll do the next time, I think. And I've used Chapter 1's Christmas Roses kit. It's lovely, but it's not kind of in-your-face Christmas. I'll just flick through some of the pages for you, and then you'll see what I'm on about. This is my favourite. I love it. And there's some nice collages. It's really nice. I mean, the leaves in the background are all holly, which is what kind of gives it that Christmas vibe, I guess. And this here is a recipe for a Christmas plum pudding. Snowdrops and whatever they are. I don't know. Collage. Anyway, this, look at that page. Isn't that gorgeous? It's lovely. I love it. Yuletide greetings, and it's just lovely. It's a beautiful page. This one, which says Yuletide greetings and you and yours and that sort of stuff. Nice background page. This one, nice collage, but you can also cut these out and make good journaling cards. Have I gone dark?
Yeah.
I've gone dark.
And
now I've gone really bright.
Your sun hat fell off.
We have a little thing above the camera to stop the light shining right into the camera. That's it. That's grand. Lovely. This one, it's another collage page. It's really nice as well. This one, look at this. Woo-hoo. Yeah, that's a stunner. And this one, I mean, that's not all of it. There are other bits, but these are the ones that I think I used in that one, so I've printed them out again so I can kind of show you what I did. So let's just have a little walk through here. This is just a flip, nothing more, nothing less. Opens up, I've got my ribbon in it, and then there's a journaling card there, backed on the back. This is an envelope, and I've slit the end there, and I've made a little journaling card to go in there from one of the sort of postcard looking bits of the kit. Then we've got a journaling card and a big giant tag. They're all backed. And then this is the sort of start of the journal proper. That opens out. Then we've got this flip here. And I haven't decorated that, but you really could. I put a little pocket at the bottom here with a couple of little bits of, well, I don't know, bits of paper in there anyway. So they're in there. And then I've got 2 journaling cards. Now I haven't backed these because there just isn't room to back everything. So I've left those as is, but I have put a little tag on the top just to dress them up a little bit. I nearly said tart them up, but I didn't. That's inside cover, and you can see I've used fabric down this, what do you call that? Centre bit, you know, where it bends. Spine, thank you. And then I've put coffee stained paper in, loads of it. I haven't done anything to it, so it's a straightforward journal. Journal as you wish. Then this brings us to the back. Same arrangement again. You can see the fabric, that's beautiful paper. Except this time we've got a tummy tuck, and it's got that journaling card in, that journaling card in, and this little one. None of those are backed again, but they are inked around, etc. So that goes in there, that goes in there, and that goes to the way, like that. There we are. Right, that just folds over. And then on the back we have this, which is once again just a flip, a couple of journaling cards from the kit. That's the back of the envelope, but I haven't split it this time, and another really large tag. So, you know, there's, for all there's not masses in it, there's quite a lot in it really. And as I say, you could add to it or whatever. I'll just show you the basics, you take it and run. So that's it. Let's just get a bit of that through here. I'm probably going to have to open this in a bit to see what I did, but never mind, that's it shut. So I hope you like it. I hope, last year we did the easy peasy journal, do you remember? All the envelopes all piled together, and I've seen some of you do it subsequently with subjects that aren't Christmas, which is, you know, that's great. Why would you want to do just Christmas? And this is another one that you could absolutely use any subject that you like. You could make it shabby, you could make it romantic, whatever you want to do. I've just decided I was going to do a token Christmas thing. This is it, and I hope you like it. What have you lost, Mr. F?
I think.
Right, so let's get started now then. Oh, let's have a roll call, yeah.
Roz.
Hi Roz. Hi
Terry.
Jim.
Terry.
Hi Terry.
Kim.
Hello Kim, you were here nice and early.
Judy.
Hi Judy.
Rachel.
Hello Rachel.
Violet.
Hiya Violet.
Kyung.
Hello Kyung.
Michelle and Steve says hi.
Hello Michelle. Hello Steve.
Janya.
Hi Janya.
Amanda.
Hi Amanda.
Jen.
Hiya Jen.
Erin.
Hello Erin.
Lorna.
Hello Lorna.
Mike.
Hiya Mike.
Tommy.
Hi Tommy.
Lovely.
Hello Lovely.
Gonnie.
Hiya Gonnie.
Sharon.
Hi Sharon.
Sherry.
Hi Sherry.
Matilda.
Hello Matty.
Carol.
Hi Carol.
Think that's it. If I missed your shout out.
Anybody from now on that enters is going on the naughty step. Okay, Mr. F?
Okay.
Put them on the naughty step. They've had 7 minutes to get to here. Right, so what it is really is a confection of envelopes, as you probably have guessed. And you definitely do not have to stick to the same size as I use. In fact, I cut some of mine down because they're not the right size. But let's make a start. Now this kind of starts off the same way as the easy peasy envelope, whereby you stick one envelope inside the other. So I've opened both my envelopes. The opening bit, the sealy bit, is facing in together like that. Right. And on the back of the sealy bit, I'm gonna glue. So my Timmy Tome has gone. Well, he hasn't left the house yet. He's going to leave the house tomorrow on his way to California. That's a long way. I hope he's going to be all right. And then you just slide that bit that you've glued into here. Like that. Take care to line them up. And if you're not sure if they're lined up, if you flop it forward, your corners should meet. You might have to just jiggle a little bit, but just get your corners to meet like that. Lovely. So it doesn't matter if you've got glue in the wrong place or whatever, because we're not using these as envelopes. You could if you wanted to, but on this occasion I'm not. Right, so the next thing to do is put glue on there and stick it to there. So it's straightforward. The whole thing is straightforward. And so yes, if you think you've seen me do something like this before, you have, but it's not actually this one, it was similar. and then just fold that over there like that. Right, so we've made one thing out of 2 envelopes. Aren't we clever? Yes, we are so clever. Right, so the next thing that you need to do is get... Now, I'm using envelopes, but you don't have to. I'm just using them because they're the right size. They've got a flip-on flappy thing already. You could use card or you could use paper, just fold it over and leave a hinge on it. Like I say, I've got them, so I'm using them, but you absolutely don't have to. So we're going to put these envelopes on like this. I mean, if your envelopes are the wrong size, they're too tall, they're too fat, whatever, just cut them off and glue it up. I'll show you in a minute that I have to do that with mine. So these are going to go on, mine are going on the bottom. Yours could go in the middle, or they could go on the top. You could have one on the top, one on the bottom. There's, you know, what I'm doing isn't the definitive way. That's what I'm trying to say. In a roundabout fashion. So yes, thank you to the lady that bought my Timmy tome. I know that she's a fan, so I'm sure she'll like it. So let's get this on the bottom there. Oops, on the bottom there. Still on the bottom there, yes. We've got it. And then make sure that's up to the crease but not over it, and fold that down. Like that. There we are. Lovely, jubbly. Right, and then same with the other side. So I hope you're all well and you've recovered from Thanksgiving, and that you indeed had a lovely Thanksgiving, and that some of you were able to spend time with family. This time last year I know things were a whole heck of a lot different, and family celebrations I don't think in a lot of places were possible. So this year I'm guessing a lot of you are thankful for the fact that you could be together. Just want to slide that down just a touch. It's not even anywhere near the crease. Yeah, that folds in easily. If it doesn't fold in easily, remove it and do it again, because it needs to be able to fold nice and freely. So we've got that. Let's just crease them into place, but as I say, they're pretty all right anyway. Yes, so that's all we need to do at the moment. Right, now I'm using the regular paper size that we have in the UK, which is A4, and it's 8 1/4 by 11 3/4, give or take the odd bit. Are you all right there?
Yep. Yes.
Oh, okay, as long as you're all right.
Just doing me job.
Doing your job. So I'm just going to look for some paper that I want to put on the back here, and I quite like that one. That's nice. Not that one, it's a bit too much for me. That's also a nice one actually, isn't it? That's my favourite, Shall I use it? Yeah, let's use it. Although a lot of it gets covered. No, I'm sticking with that one. I've already been through all this dilemma this morning. I might use this one. Yeah, that's nice. I like it. Let's use it. Okay. So, when I offer my paper up to my envelopes, can you see this? There's a 1/2 inch gap up there. Now I could, if I wanted to, move the paper up a little bit so you had an equal gap top and bottom, but I don't like it. It doesn't look, I don't like it at all. So I'm going to place this right down at the bottom, because I'm not leaving a border around it, because my envelopes are all different colours, so it would look a bit odd. And I'm going to put a mark with my pencil, which I've just found again. Oh, Catkin, he's just been such a pain this morning. The only thing I can think of is he must be making a journal, because he's been on my table and he's stolen the ink, the dauber, a pair of scissors, the bone folder, my pencil. Yeah, he's had them all. So I think he must be going to be making a journal.
And you said, could you just say what kit it is again, please?
Yes, it's the Chapter 1 papers. That's what they are on Etsy, Chapter 1 papers. And the kit is Christmas roses. And it's just gorgeous. Because it's not, like I say, it's not kind of in-your-face Christmas, is it? I don't know if this will fit on my Timmy trimmer, but let's give it a go. Yes, it will, of course. So I'm going to fold that in, otherwise it's not going to be straight. So I'm just taking off that bit that's on the top that's wider than my paper. So that's it there. So if any of you watched the collaboration video that I did yesterday, in collaboration with Kyung, you will see that some of this is kind of familiar, and as we progress, some of it is even more familiar. But I think we're all right. I think it's different enough. I hope so. So I'm just going to put some glue along the top there, just to make it easier for us. It doesn't have to be holding anything. There we go. Right, so now we need to think about paper. And I've selected this, haven't I, for mine. So I've got a little white edge there, despite the fact this is supposed to be printed borderless. So I think my printer is being naughty, or I don't know, just that's how it's come out anyway. So I'm just taking that bit off, and I'm going to get that right up to that edge there and to here, and we know that the height should be all right. So let's just trim that off. Now with the one that I showed you that I made this morning, I did sew around a good lot of it, but I obviously won't be doing that today because I can't get a sewing machine on the table. And it really doesn't matter, it's fine. So this is going to go there like that. Does it fit? It absolutely does. Lovely. Let's stick that on then. Nothing's stopping us sticking that on. I'm going to use collal. This time I need to remind myself to go right to the edges, because when I was sewing it, I didn't want to go to the edges because I knew I was going to get glue in my machine, and I don't want to do that. So all I can say is a huge thank you to everybody who is joining in this madcap harebrained scheme of the family album journal. There's so many of you. Some of you who aren't actually terribly active on the group have popped up and sent me photos, which is very nice. One lady said that she was a pastor, and so would I please go careful with the backstory that I gave her, which of course I will. So there we go. Let's just place that down carefully. And loads and loads of you that I know from the lives, and feel like you are family, to be honest. So I'm not going to have let's just check. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think we're going to have a problem working out backstories for some of you. The thing is, when I send you the backstory, feel free to say no. No, that's just too much. No. And we'll tame it down. Not that I'm suggesting that everybody's going to be a brothel keeper or anything, because somebody's already got that job. Not saying who. But you know, there will be possibly some risque, is that the word? Yeah. Jobs or tales to tell. And it wouldn't be right if there wasn't, would it? You know. So I'm using tea dye with this because it's nice and light, and I didn't want to vintage it up too much. So I should have done this before I stuck it to the envelope, but I didn't. So sorry, just bear with me while I do this. Just going to fold that back out the way. Yeah, I quite like the tea dye. It's just nice and light, but it is still there. So yes, we're going to have our work cut out for the next, I don't know how long, coming up with tales for you lot. And I think it'll be great. We're really looking forward to doing it. Just, I literally have just finished the Timmy tome, so I might take, you know, a couple of days off before I start on working on that. But I've ordered all my ribbons and everything for it. It's going to be a lovely sort of mushroom and dusky pink concoction in my head anyway. That's what it's going to be. Right, okay, so that's on there. Now, yes, now I want to fold it, I think. And it can be a bit dicey folding this when you've just glued it. But let's give it a go, shall we? So get your envelopes lined up like that. Let's try and see if that's okay. Yes, it's perfect. What were you wittering on about? It's perfect. So there we are, that's that. Lovely. Just going to go down there a little bit. Okay, so I want to eventually put some red fabric down there, just a little red strip for a spine. But before I do that, I'm going to put the paper even on this side. What did I use for the other one? I knew it wouldn't take long before I started asking that. I don't know, I can't see. I'm going to have to open it up again. This really is a quick little thing to make, and really nice, I think, to have by you, you know, for who came to dinner, what did you eat, what time did you put the turkey on, was it raw, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's too late to put your turkey on, Kyung, just saying. Right, so I used that very beautiful paper, but I might not use the same thing again. I might try something different for a change. Let's see what I've got. Sorry, there's going to be a lot of this flicking through. I've got that. Is there enough of that? That's left over from this morning. Is there? Is the heck? No, there's not. That's too much of a... This I absolutely adore. And that one. This one might show up a bit better, actually, as the cover, but then is it red enough? Yeah, it's red enough. Stop trying to dissuade yourself. So yes, I'm gathering all the photographs together of everybody who's kindly sent me photographs in, and I'll tell you, there's more than I ever imagined. I've got a list of everyone, and it's just growing longer and longer day by day. Eventually, I think I'm probably going to have to close the entries, as it were, because the journal will just end up stupidly large. So I just want this to be the same. Yeah?
You were just saying if you sold the backstory journal, people everybody'd want it. And Judy's saying maybe we could make copies of each person's page before they're all bound together.
Well, there's some ideas to think of.
Indeed.
There are a lot of ideas out there. You lot, you've got your thinking caps on, and you're all coming out with some fabulous ideas. I've lost my pencil mark now. Oh, come on. Oh, it's so annoying when this happens. I'm so annoyed. This is me annoyed. How can I lose it? How can you just lose it? Right, so it goes from there and it goes to there. Oh, I might have made the mark on the envelope. Yeah, all right. Stuff like that just happens to everybody. It's not just because I'm old. Right, so let's get this stuck onto here. I am aware that we're not going to get this finished today, but it doesn't matter. I'll get you enough so as you can carry on and get it done yourself, I think. So I'm going to just stick kind of half of this on at the moment. I'm going to ink it though. Ink it. Easier to do now than when it's on the envelope. So yeah, that's going to be happening, the family album. And something else is going to be happening, but I don't know what yet. Because I don't intend to do the family album kind of every day of the week. Because it's just, I think it might become tedious. And I don't want it to be tedious because it should be a laugh. So, you know, it might just be, I don't know, 2 or 3 pages, people a week, something like that. We'll see how we go, but it's not going to be like every day, which means that I have time for once in my life. I have time to do another project, and I haven't quite worked out what that other project will be yet. I don't really want to move too far away from Timmy, you know. I feel kind of like I finally got to know him. Like I know all the paper pads and I've got loads of remnants left. Not only remnants, some really good stuff. Top-notch Timmy stuff. Is there a right and a wrong way with this? I think that's up. Right, so I'm going to put some glue on here about halfway. Very messy, missus. Okay, I'm just going to stick this down here. And that should be a pretty perfect fit. Like that. Yeah, that's all right. So let's just get that down. Yeah, we're all right. Thought I'd done it upside down or something then. Which I wouldn't put it past myself to do things upside down. Wouldn't be the first time, would it? So is everybody keeping well? I really hope you are. It's the season of flu. Never mind the COVID situation. It's the season of, well, call it ordinary flu. There's nothing ordinary about it. So do your best to avoid people, I say.
Judy wants to know if you're still doing the Edith journal.
Yes, I probably am. Well, I mean, yes, I am. No probably about it. I just didn't know whether I was up to another lap book or not, to be honest with you, Judy. Right, let's go in there. Lovely, that's lovely. So we've got a nice crease down there, which I like. That's great. Fabulous. Right, now I'm going to put my red fabric on. You can, of course, use any fabric that you like. I thought I'd use red because it's a good excuse, and I never get another excuse to use red. So I've already ripped this off a larger piece. Let's just see how much we need. Need it to go from there. It's only about 1 inch wide, this. It doesn't have to be any wider than that. The only bit you're protecting is the V in the very centre, so it doesn't need to be massive. Right.
Terry says she's having a blast doing the lap book.
Oh, she is doing so well. You really are doing so well, Terry. I'm marvelling at the way you're managing to stick at it and to make sense of what I was saying, which is, that's the best bit.
Michelle says the lap books are time consuming.
Oh, time consuming. Yeah, you are right. I mean, I've made 2. I made the Proto Timmy and the Timmy, and it's taken me a month. And I really have been working at it. You know, I haven't just been plittering around. I have been working at it. So this is just, I'm not using Fabri-Tac because I've fallen out with it. This is just Collall, and I've put it on there, and I'm going to just sort of wipe it off again with my finger, smooth it out and wipe it off. And then I wonder why I get gluey fingers. So then we're going to pop this on here, kind of midway. Yeah, that's all right there, I think. Lovely. So, yeah, that's fine. That's good. That's near enough, I would say. Yeah, that's lovely. That way, if you spread it out, you don't get too much glue coming through. I see here there's little bits. It doesn't matter because your eye will be taken with the papers that are going in there. So it's if you spread it out, though, you don't get too much. It's all right. Right, so the next thing to do is these little side flippy flappies. So what am I going to put on them then? That's a good question. I want something nice, but not something that's going to take over. And I think this is the perfect thing. So I'm going to cut this edge off, the faux inked edge. Right, let's just see what we need. So you have to allow room for it to fold, so shorter rather than longer. Let's make a mark there. Let's cut that off. And you don't have to make your 2 flippy flaps the same. You can make them with different paper. You can make them with different sized envelopes. I mean, this is just the bare bones basics. Then you know, you just take it and do what you want with it. It's just a nice kind of quick journal. Lovely. Let's just mark that at the, get out of here, the bottom. Cut that off, stick it on. You know, I was thinking the other day, we haven't seen any of Mike's projects for a while, have we? He used to post a lot, particularly last Christmas. We had mitts, we had all sorts of things. But I haven't seen anything by Mike for ages, so get on, Mike. Get cracking and make something. You know we all love to see it. That's just a touch on the long side. So I'll just scale that up. Let's have a look.
Judy says the problem with the lap book is she doesn't have a lap.
Yeah, I don't have a lap either, Judy. I do not have a lap, which makes it awkward when the cat wants to come and sit on your lap. In fact, he's decided to sit here, that this is the best place for him, because there's no room anywhere else. Oh dear, it's sad but true. Can't believe how much he's grown. I'm thinking he might turn into a jaguar or a tiger or something. He's just massive. Maybe we feed him too much. So I'm inking around this before I stick it on, but I think I'll also ink around that envelope because it's really quite bright white, which I don't want.
Rachel says she had some distress oxide walnut stain and it turned green.
Turned green? Well, it's interesting. Which way am I going to put this? Oh, that way, because, yeah. Right, so I was going to ink that, you see, you nearly let me forget. Dear me. Yeah, it's just a bit white that there, so we'll just tone it down a bit. Tea dye's nice, I like it, it's a placid sort of colour.
Judy said hers cats sit in the same place.
Oh, do they?
Her husband calls it the kitty shelf.
Yeah. That's funny, isn't it? Yeah, they make themselves comfortable. I sleep very, very badly and I get up silly o'clock usually. And Catkin sleeps down here because we can't have him upstairs in the bedroom because we'd get no sleep at all because he finds it hysterical to jump on your head. So he sleeps down in the living room by himself, and when I get up through the night, he wakes up and comes to sleep on my kitty shelf, which is very nice. Tell you wouldn't want babies or anything around, or would you? If he was lying like in that position on a baby. Could be dodgy. Sorry about all the inking, guys, but you know, it's got to be done. There we go, right, that's that one.
Bernice says, sorry she's late, she's good for the naughty step.
Straight there, yeah. I don't know if Flo's in the house. Is Flo in the house? There might be nothing to eat at all. Not even bran, because Keung polished that off last week.
Bernice says, on the good news side, she's just finished making an art journal for somebody.
Who?
Bernice.
Oh, Bernice. Oh, well done.
They're picking it up this afternoon.
Wow. Oh, I haven't seen photographs of this. Have you seen photographs of that, Mr.
No, but maybe if it is for somebody who doesn't want to spread it around.
Well, take plenty of photos before it goes, and then once they've got it, share the photos. That's what I say.
Sharon says Catkin and Bobby need to be in the book.
Oh my goodness. But Catkin's story is quite horrific enough, isn't it, really? Being found on a road. Right, so that's there. That's looking nice. See, I really like this kit because it's not it's not too much.
Keung says there's always donuts.
There's always donuts on the step, is there?
Yeah.
I should take myself off there.
Or maybe she just means Keung's always got donuts.
So I'm going to cover this with the same paper as this one.
We need to share photos when it's gone to its new home.
Yeah, excellent. I'll look forward to that. I really will. I like seeing people's art journals. I think it says an awful lot about them. Right, so I've measured that. I'm going to chop it off. Sorry guys, am I boring you today? Is it boring? We've got a brilliant story for Janya. Can't share it with you, obviously. But it's a good one. And at the moment, it only fits Janya. Oh dear. But you'll have to wait and see. But it amused me when Mr. F came up with it. In fact, Mr. F's come up with all the best stuff so far. I just came up with brothel keeper.
Which perhaps says something.
Yeah, it says something, all right. So yeah, these papers are lovely. I really like them. In fact, chapter 1 papers, they've done quite a few Christmas kits this year. I think it might be 3 that they've done. And I like the other ones, don't get me wrong. I mean, I just love chapter 1 papers. I did like them, but not enough to make me think, ooh, I want to make something Christmassy. But this one, when they sent me this one, I thought, yes, this makes me want to do something Christmassy.
Mike's replied to you.
Mike, in the kitchen we are baking cinnamon roll sticks with icing.
The one above that.
And the one above, which is just going off. Oh, I can't. Mike S. Keong above that.
Yeah. Do you want me to read it to you?
Yes, please. I can't find
Sorry,
it.
Miss P. I was in the kitchen listening. Yes, I need to work on my JJ. I have a couple of masterboards made from the security envelopes.
Well, you need to get sharing. You need to get working and you need to get sharing. Don't let this other job that you may have that earns money, don't let that get in the way.
Tommy wants to know, did you just say brothel keeper?
Might have done. I very well might have done, Tommy, yeah. You see, I can't really offend anyone, can I? Because it's me. I mean, you might be offended on my behalf, but don't be. And I don't know, I just find it quite funny. Oh, I should have inked that envelope. It was stupid, mare. Never mind, I'll do it in a minute. Let's just check that that still wants to flip. Yes, it does. Right, now I need to ink the envelope, which I forgot to do. Miss P, it's amazing how you talk and create at the same time. Kyung too, I love watching you. Never boring. Thank you. I'm going to have to blow my nose, however. You might want to turn my head. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Sorry about that. Well, we had snow here.
Matilda says you're Madam P.
Yeah, Madame P. Oh, yeah, I like that idea. That's good. Well done, Matilda. You come up with some good ideas, you, Matilda. Definitely you do. So sorry about all this inking, guys. But you know it's got to be done. I need to ink up there.
Jim and Peg said hi.
Hiya, Jim. Hi, Peg.
It's been a while.
It has been,
catch a
Peg.
live.
Yes, it has, Peg. I was thinking about you the other day and wondering where you'd gone off to. As long as you're all right, that's the main thing. I think we're okay now, are we, with that? I think it's inked sufficiently, I'd say, right? Okay. Yeah, when I do Edith stuff, I tend to always use bundled sage as the ink colour. I really like it. It's a nice, muted, soft, sort of sage green, I think it is. Oh, that's why they call it bundled sage. Goodness me. Oh my goodness me, I'm not right in the head. Right, let's get some bits stuck on here. Well, what shall we do? I've got that, which is really rather nice. I want something really nice because I didn't decorate this part of my journal. I let it just speak for itself, and I think that kind of does just speak for itself, doesn't it? It's beautiful. Let's do that. Once again, I've got a thin little white strip down my right hand side of my paper, so let's just get rid of it first. I think I didn't put enough. Give it enough to chomp on. There we go. Okay, so let's... So already you can see exactly what you need to do. And it's not difficult. It's very, very, very straightforward. So I want it to there. And I want it to there. So you can see there's no panic. If you haven't got the right size envelopes, it absolutely doesn't matter at all. in the slightest. Chop that off. And then I want a piece for the other side. So just mark that up. It's much easier marking like this as you go than measuring all the time. Measuring, you can go wrong so easily. I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't go wrong with this. I have gone wrong doing it this way before loads of times. You've all seen it. But it is easier to get it right doing this. Fit to measure, or measure to fit, or whatever it's called. Yeah, okay. Right. Let's get these inked up and stuck down. I think they're going to look nice there. Bear in mind, you won't see the two of them together because there's a big journal going. Well, big, relatively big. So let's ink around these. See what people are saying. The digital papers videos are in the playlist on the Miss P channel.
Rachel was asking about digital papers. And Tom is offering to be one of your girls for your backstory.
Wow, Tommy! Thanks. Yes, I probably will take you up on that. See if I can weave my backstory in with you being one of the ladies of the night. Yeah, because when you say brothel keeper, you see, you automatically think of the Wild West. Well, I do. Think of the Wild West. But, I mean, there's still brothels going today, isn't there?
You mean Lancashire?
Lancashire? Why Lancashire?
It's in the west.
Oh, I see. No, but I mean, there's still brothels today, isn't there? I don't know why I'm asking you. If you know the answer to this, you're in trouble.
I'll just Google it for you.
No, don't do that. Don't Google brothel. But I'm guessing that brothels are still on the go, and I don't know why we're having this conversation on a Sunday afternoon. I just don't. Okay, so I'll just call a halt to the brothel situation there, and I'll carry on making a nice little journal where I can't get into trouble too much anyway. So, what do you think Mr. F should be? I think he's already chosen his, well, I call it a profession, it's not really, but I think he's already chosen his job, and I bet if I gave you a million years, he'd never get it. But what do you think he should be? What do you call that programme?
Miracle Workers?
Miracle Workers, yes. Did anybody watch that programme, Miracle Workers? Because if you did, you might have more of a chance of guessing his job. It's a really funny...
Season 2.
Funny
primarily.
Yeah, season 1 I could see might offend people, but season 2 is just funny. Plain, straightforward, funny. So let's get this on here.
Matilda's suggesting poet.
No, he's not going to be a poet, but it's a good suggestion. There we go. It's really pretty, that paper, isn't it? Very, very pretty.
Mike says town mayor.
Sheriff. Anybody else?
And Mike says, sorry, what was the name of the show again?
Miracle Workers is what it was.
Because it was on Sky TV, so of course
Yeah.
you may not get it.
Oh yeah. It would appeal to you, Mike. I know it would, because you've got one of those weird sense of humour. I don't mean that in a bad way, but you just have. So yeah, you would enjoy it. I know you would. We like the first series. I found, yeah, I don't know how much it was funny, but I don't know how much I really liked it. But the second series was hysterical.
Jen says nutty professor with a laughy face. Jenya says a priest with an even more laughier face.
Right, so there we are. Look, we've got the bare bones of our journal. Doesn't it look nice? Let's just give it a good old crease. So everybody can get up to that stage, can't they? Absolutely everybody can follow that, I think. It's pretty straightforward. Right, so I mean that's done. Apart from in there I put a pocket, I put some little journaling cards, and in there I put a tummy tuck with some journaling cards. So you know, nothing that you can't manage. I know that. This I know. Right, so what goes on now then? Well, that's just a spare envelope I got out because I thought I might muck up, but I didn't. So I am going to use this envelope here, which is quite large. I'll tell you how large in a second. It's 9 inches by 6 1/4. It doesn't have to be that, and in fact mine isn't going to be that for much longer. What I want is, I want it to come from about a good 1/2 inch in from the back, and then I'm going to bend it, fold it, should I say. So I'm going to fold it on that crease that I've just put in, squaring it up along the bottom so it's square along the edge, and then so that's going to be the back there, like that, and then this here is going to be the front, but obviously I don't want it sticking over the edge, that's just silly. So I want that, because I want to put I'm going to slit this here, which will give us a pocket, and I'm going to put a journaling card in that's got a tab on it. So I want this to be perhaps about there, I would say. And I'm just going to write on here front. And then I'm going to slice that off. Where I put my little mark. I mean, there's nothing exact about this. It's whatever it feels like it's right to you. So there we are. That really is just waste. It's waste. So we've now got this envelope that's closed down here. It's still open at the top, and it's open on this side. So let's, I don't know where I'm going with that. Let's rectify some of these opening bits. We want to be able to put a journaling card in here, so don't stick that down, straight down onto there, because then you'll limit the card that you can get in, obviously. So I'm just going to go down the edge of here, like that, and down the edge of here, like that, and then the back you don't have to be so careful with, because there's no journaling card going in there. So fold that over. Don't squish too hard or your glue will squish, and then you'll... Yeah, look at that, we got a pocket. Don't know why I'm so totally surprised when things go right. So we need to ink on this, and then put some papers on it. Okay. So back to the tea dye, and along this fold I'm going to put quite a bit of ink on, because I'm going to put 2 separate bits of paper on. On the journal I made that I showed you this morning, I just used 1 piece of paper all the way around, and actually I think it would be easier, it wouldn't make much difference any other way, but I think it would be easier to put 2 pieces on, one on the back and one on the front. That's what I think. So, oh, bye Rachel. She didn't like it. She didn't like Christmas. Good bit of ink down here. You all right, Mr. F?
Yep.
Huh?
They're suggesting jobs for me.
All right, okay. What?
Mad scientist, taster at a chocolate factory.
That's just too nice.
I know. A saint.
The saint. No, not a saint. He's close, but not quite. I'm really sorry about all this inking today, guys. It's just the way it is. You don't need to worry about the inner bit of there because it's going to be sewn on. So just the edges that might be visible, because this is really a very white envelope. And I could have had it all done before we started. I did have time, but I wanted you to see how I worked out what size I wanted and stuff like that. Okay, so that's that. We inked everywhere. Yes, we're inked everywhere. Right. So now I just need to select some paper. Back through everything again. Bearing in mind that this is what it's going on top of here. So maybe something quite pinky ready to show up against there, I think. See what we've got. That's a very nice one, isn't it? Yeah, that would look nice. That one, wow. Wow, that is a massive rose. What else have I got? That, no. This. That might show up quite nicely.
Matilda suggested Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka. Goes up with some good stuff, Matilda, doesn't she?
Yeah. I suggested his brother, Billy Bonker.
I think I'm going to use this. I have a fancy to use this. So if you have a fancy to use it, use it. So let's just get this off the journal so it's a bit flatter. Make it a bit easier for us to deal with. Get that right up to the edge and make your mark. And same with the height. So you just make your marks. You can't go wrong then. Let's just cut that out. Well, you can go wrong if you can't find your marks. I've found that in the past. In fact, I'm going to cut it upside down because I can see my mark more clearly on the white. And where is it here? Yeah. Just see the indentation more clearly on the white, then I can see the mark on.
Flo suggests Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, so that's really nice. I really like that. It's lovely. So I want the same paper for the back. Why am I trying to do it on top of my Timmy trimmer? That's just madness. That way leads madness, indeed. So I'm going to use this portion of it.
Nancy Roy has a fancy to order those Christmas rose papers.
Nancy Rourke.
Roy.
Roy?
Nancy Roy.
Nancy, hello. I think you are our third Nancy. We have Nancy, who is Fancy Nancy, who is Nancy Walser. We have Nancy O'Rourke from California. And now we have Nancy Roy. Hello, and very, very welcome. Yes, the rose papers, the chapter 1 papers, you find them on Etsy. They're just gorgeous. I think so anyway. I mean, for somebody who's like me, not that much, well, you all know it's not a secret, is it? I'm not really into Christmas at all. But I do like these. They're very, very nice. Let's do it the way I did it the last time. It was a bit easier. Turn it upside down. So we've still got that nice piece left. You could make a cracking journal with these. Really, you could. I think so anyway. Beautiful. Okay, so let's get these bits inked round and stuck on. So that's the front, isn't it? And this is the back. Look at that, it's so pretty. So pretty. I think over the years, well, certainly over this last year, we've used quite a lot of chapter 1 papers. And I know that quite a few of you have gone off and bought them, and I don't think anybody's been even remotely disappointed. They do produce some of the prettiest papers. They're very, very nice. I just haven't had the opportunity to work with them for a while because I've been doing grimy, gritty industrial stuff, and these are definitely not them. Speaking of papers, though, our own lovely Lorna has got a new set of, well, kind of grimy, I forget what they're called now, I forget what she called them. Lorna, if you're on, what did you call that set of papers that you brought out? The sort of grungy ones. They're gorgeous, and I'm dying to have a go at them.
Nancy Roy says she's from Cornish in New Hampshire, the home of the artist Maxfield Parrish.
Oh, right.
And this is the first time she's watching you, and where are you?
Well, I'm in the very north of England. If you took a couple of more steps, you'd be in Scotland. Well, no, about half a mile. You'd be in Scotland. We live, well, it's kind of funny really. We live in a county that is Northumberland, but our postal address is Cumbria. Work that one out.
Side of the fell.
Yeah, we live on the side of a fell. That must be that one. Yes. So that must be that one. Yes. Right, let's get these glued on. Stop messing around. Well, you're very, very welcome, Nancy. We always like new people, and if you feel like it, if you like what you see, and you like all my friends on the live chat, then pop over and join our group. It's called Miss Paintalot's Junk Journal Group on Facebook, and you'll see all of us that you're seeing on here. We're all on the group. We have a tendency to be mad as a box of frogs, but with all that being said, honestly, they're the kindest group of people you could ever meet. I'm so fortunate to know these people, and if you want to, pop over and join us.
Lorna says the Gothic Victorian.
Gothic Victorian, that's the one. So any of you that are into your goth stuff, go and have a look at that. I've looked at it, I've drooled over that. Yeah, got some time coming up. Yes. And Lorna's got her own Christmas kit out as well.
Yeah, she thought you were going to say the pink Christmas one.
No, I did see that one. I did see your pink Christmas one. Not much gets past me, Lorna, as you know. Yeah. Bit too Christmassy.
Bah, humbug.
Sorry. There we go. Right, let's get this on here. I feel like we're dawdling a bit now. Dawdling. Lollygagging. That's what you say in the States, isn't it? I love that phrase. We used to watch Steve Austin at, what was it? Something Ranch?
Broken Skull
Ranch? Yeah,
Broken
Broken Skull Ranch, something like that. What was the programme called? Do you remember?
What?
The programme.
That's what it was called.
Broken Skull Ranch.
Steve Austin's Broken Skull Ranch.
Oh, right, okay. Well, we used to watch that, which was sort of young girls and boys running around obstacle courses. It was amazing, actually. Amazing how fit some people are. Right, so now I need some paper for the inside. And this will do. Ah, hang on. This is the... Oh no, this isn't the bit I decorate. Yeah, let's use this. Let's just do it. Confusing myself here. Just going to put a line on my crease there so I can see where I want to...
Mike says these papers are more winter themed than Christmas.
Yes, Mike.
They're beautiful.
Oh, yes, they are. I think so. I think they are absolutely beautiful. And it's a pleasure to work with them, actually. I don't know why have I put 2 lines there. It's a bit... Oh, I know why, yeah, because I was... Right, that's one, so I need to cut that off there. I might be making a bit of a meal of this, who knows. See when you start yours, how you get on. Right, so I just need to cut this off for height now.
Lorna says, tell me how you really feel, LOL.
Lorna, you can depend on me for that. You really can.
We don't sugarcoat it.
I don't see the point. And then if I say I like something, people know I like it. If I go on all the time, oh, I love this and I love that, well, it becomes a meaningless thing to say, doesn't it? Oh, come on. That's just lunacy. I think, don't you think, Mr. F?
Indeed.
You know, I mean, it's obvious that I don't pay for the kits that I get from Chapter 1. They kindly send them to me. And I do some work with them. Or not, as I please. There's no obligation. And neither is there an obligation on my behalf to say I like them. I just do. And I like the fact that you know if I say that, then it's true. A lot of measuring and cutting today, isn't it? I don't remember doing all this morning. Must have done. Okay. Let's just check one final time before we ink that these are actually going to fit. Yeah. And yeah, excellent. Quick bit of the old distressing malarkey. Is everybody all right? Have I offended anyone? Namely not Lorna.
She's Canadian, you can't offend them.
Can't you?
No, it's in their constitution, never to be offended, I think.
Ah, okay. Well, that's a relief. Got a little mite of a fly flying round. Don't know why. It's minus degrees out there. I've got an itchy nose now. Okay, that will do that, I think. So let's just get these stuck on here, and that's that done. I'm determined to get it to a position where you can carry on with it. That's the wider of the two, yes. I don't want to leave it, you know, whereby you don't know what you're doing, because that's no fun at all. I mean, you could work it out, of course you could, you're not daft. But it's always easier if somebody shows you, I think. I learn by watching.
Lorna says she's from Newfoundland, so double down on the not easy to offend.
Really? Are you? Have you got a dog?
Newfoundland.
Oh, we want one, don't we?
Yeah, but we couldn't fit one in.
Well, we used to say we couldn't fit one on the car, so we couldn't have one. Now we've got a bigger car, we could fit one in, definitely, couldn't we, Mr.
Yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't fit in the living room.
No.
Bobby would have a
Or
heart.
to feed it.
Bobby would have a heart attack. I can imagine if he came in with a big newfie. It's amazing how well Bobby and Catkin get on. Really, it is. I mean, they spend a lot of... Well, Catkin spends a lot of his day looking for trouble. I mean, he really has. He's even got that swagger of a teenager about him. And he just goes walking along, and then all of a sudden he sort of jumps up sideways, swipes something off onto the floor, then looks at it and walks on. It's such teenage kind of behaviour. I'm not suggesting teenagers do exactly that, but you know what I mean by the attitude. And that's exactly where we're at with him at the moment. He's a funny little fella. But he had his operation last week. So, I don't know where my towel is. He's probably having a towel away. Was it the week before?
I believe so.
Oh my goodness, where does time go? I've got some glue down there. And I can't find my Timmy towel. Because the cat's probably had it away. I mean, this is not going to be seen because that's the spine. So I'm going to just, because I can't resist it, I'm just going to quickly just put a little bit of ink down there. Right, that's fine. That's pleased me. Satisfied my desire for inking. So that now is finished. This is the longer one was the back, so it's going to go on like that. And there's our pocket there.
Mary Stewart says hi.
Hi, Mary.
She says, I'm late to watch this, but better late than never.
Oh, yes, always. Because you're a newbie, we won't send you to the naughty corner. But from now on, if you're not on time, you get sent to the naughty step, where sometimes some kind person may have provided cake, or not. Houston. Oh, right. Isn't that something to do with NASA? That's all I know, I'm sorry. As in Houston, we have a problem. Right, the next thing that happens is this envelope here, which is the same as the long ones I used there. It doesn't have to be, it can be a smaller one, it can be anything. And I want mine to be just slightly longer than this one, but not up to that edge. You can put it up to the edge and make your tie there if you want to, that's fine. But for me, I'm going to make it there. And then I'm going to fold that over there, crease that down.
She says she does a new subby.
Oh, thank you very much, Mary. Appreciate that. Appreciate anybody who's watching today who is a new subscriber. It's really good of you. If you click on the little bell beside the subscribe thing, then anytime I upload a video or I go live or any bananas thing like that, you'll get notified. But that's all that the bell does. It doesn't send you endless stuff. So that's going to go there. And I need to cut off a bit off the back here because it's just too long.
And Mike says, yes, that's the same Houston.
Ah, right. Thank you, Mike.
With the laughy face.
So I'm just going to slice off up there. Because we don't want it, we don't need it. I'm sure I've done that once too often, you know, because I had to get Mr. F to tighten my arm. Because I think I'd forced it through stuff that was too thick once too often. So, yeah, he tightened my arm up for me. Right, so this is not going to be a pocket. It's just literally a flip. So you could use a piece of card if you wanted to. Like I say, I'm using this because I've got it. So I am going to put art glitter up there, so I don't want a pocket, as I say. And then I'm just going to seal down the flap.
He loves the colour of those papers.
Oh, I know, Mary. They are gorgeous. Chapter 1 papers, Christmas Rose. They're gorgeous. I think they've got a set as well of the Christmas rolls that's seed packets. You know, like ready-made little sort of pockets for you to cut out and include in your journal or whatever you're making. Yeah, it's not quite red, is it? It's I know I used red fabric, but it is a kind of really bright cerise, I think, possibly. Right, so we've got this here.
You and your fancy colours.
I know, me and my fancy colours. So that's going to go over there like that. Yeah. Maybe the other way is better. Yeah, I think there, because I want to have the tie here-ish. And that's just covering that. Yeah, that's lovely. Right. You know the drill now, don't you guys? Just ink it. Cut some papers out. But then it gets slightly more interesting. Really ink down here. I am going to put a spine cover on this one. A bit more of the red fabric. But actually you don't need to, but I just felt it lent it a bit more support when everything's in place, and you'll see what I mean soon, in a minute or two. As Gail says, let's ink and think. I think that's such a good phrase, because when we're by ourselves crafting, I don't know what's wrong with my nose today. When we're by ourselves crafting, it is thinking time, isn't it, when you ink? You know, you're doing this kind of not thinking about the inking, and you're thinking away about other things. And so, yeah, I like that. Let's ink and think. So what are people talking about, Mr. F?
Jenny says, get your ink on, Miss P.
Get your ink on. That's that. Didn't take that long, did it? Right. I'm proposing that we use this. I mean, where else can we use it? It's fabulous, and I really do want to use it. So, is it wide enough that? It's wide enough that way. Ooh, I wonder if we could do that. Could I put that big rose there? Where would that be with the hinge? That's the hinge. Well, I could put it that way so I'd have more on the front. Oh, I'm confusing myself now. What do you guys think? I think it looks like it's growing that way. So I'm thinking I could have that there, couldn't I? This looks like it's falling down. Does that look like it's growing up though? I think this is the top here. Going with that being the top. Right, so let's just get the width sorted out. So if I have it there, I want as much of that pink rose on as I possibly can. So let's move that up a bit. Yeah, let's do that there. Make a mark there. And make a mark here. Right, let's cut that out and then we'll see about length and stuff like that. Let's do it on the wrong side again. Does that seem to work okay? Right, so yeah, that looks nice, doesn't it? It does, yes. It's alright guys, I'm talking to myself, don't worry. I'm sure somebody out there said either yes or no. I bet you they did. So I need to cut that off about there. Right, so get these two cut off.
The ones that said yes were right.
Absolutely. Of course they were. and this little bit here. Lovely. Right. So this is the front, isn't it? I manoeuvred it so that was the front, yes. Oh, isn't that fabulous? If you had some words or something that said, you know, I don't know. I can't think. Happy holidays, something like that. Glad tidings, whatever. Would look quite nice. That's all I'm saying. I haven't got any. I don't think I have. Probably got a stamp that says that, but not actually sentiments. Don't do a lot with sentiments, to be quite honest. I do see other people using them, and I always think they look nice. But when I'm watching the crafting channel on telly, all the sentiments are definitely for people who make cards. I think that goes there. Yeah. I'll just think this one. Sorry, there's a fair bit of inking today, but we've done a fair bit of cutting. That's the thing, you cut it, you ink it. Simple as. So, seeing as Thanksgiving is now over, does that mean that everybody's now getting the Christmas on? Get your Christmas on. That's not straight in a million miles, but I'll deal with that in a minute. Let's glue this on first. As I said at the beginning, I stitched around the one that I did this morning. Therefore, I didn't put the glue right to the edges because obviously I wasn't going to wait for it to dry and it would get it stuck in the machine, and you know, don't want that. This one I'm not sewing, so I'm putting the glue to the edges, and there's no reason why you have to sew it at all. It gives a nice finish. I like the finish when you've sewn something, but it's not necessary, not in the slightest. So let's see what's up with this one. It's not square, I think. Oh yeah, it's about a million miles off square. Well, it's not a million miles, but it's a little way. So let's see what's wrong with you. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a wedge that I've just cut off there because it was wider at one side than the other, but that's fine. So I'm going to have to ink that edge up again. Yeah, that's better. That looks better to me. I must say these domed ink daubers that I got, I like them very, very much. I heard Keong say that she liked hers more than the ordinary flat ones. And yeah, for sure I like them much better. Even for ink blending, where I normally use my brushes, I used one of those, and it's much better. I struggled to get them in the UK, I'll be honest with you, and in the end I had to go to Craftelia, who are, I believe, a Spanish company. I've had things off them before. I mean, they ship all over Europe, but I just couldn't find them in this country.
Peg says she purchased a daughter and her two dogs matching pyjamas. How's that for crazy?
Thanks for sharing that, Peg. That's a whole new topic, isn't it? That's a whole new slant we can go down. We've got matching socks, well, sort of matching socks. Nancy bought us socks, Mickey Mouse socks, like slipper socks. Oh, they're great. They're just what you need in winter. So yeah, we've got those. Right, so that's going on the outside like that. So we just need the papers for here. We're making progress, guys. How about this? It's nice and neutral. Neutral's the word. Neutral is the word. Right, so let's just cut this. Actually, this goes every which way, so I'm going to cut it this way. There's nothing stopping me. So that, I want it there, and I want it there, and I want it there. And then the height is... Do you guys tea stain your own paper, called coffee stain it or whatever, or do you print it out from a kit you've bought online? Or I think Keown actually sells the real McCoy, you know, the coffee stained actual paper. You order it and you get actual paper. But maybe I'm wrong there. She did send me some beautiful paper, coffee stained paper. And I can't use it because it's too nice. Do you guys have things like that? I don't know why I'm saying that, because I know you have. That you bought to use and you just can't use it. It's just impossible to use it because it's just too nice. I have drawers and drawers and drawers full of stuff like that. I was amazed actually how easily I could use the Timmy stuff, because, you know, some of that I've been holding quite a long time. Truth to tell, I have. Right, that's the front. And that's the front. And this must be that bit there. Let's ink around these. Let's just check that's right. I'm not sure that that was right. Yeah, I think it's not right at all. How is it so wrong? It's too long.
Peg says all three. She orders the digital, she's coffee dyed her own, and she's bought some from others who've made it.
Thank you for your honesty, Peg, because I think we may all be in the same boat there.
And Terry says she coffee stains her own, but she's also bought kit paper.
Terry? Yeah. I know you coffee stain it, then you think, oh, I just cannot be bothered to coffee stain anymore. So you buy some and then you think, well, it's all the same, you know. I'm in a very fortunate position, as a lot of you will know, because Mr. F does my coffee paper for me, which is really good of him. So I'll say to him, can you coffee stain me some stuff today? I say, yeah, just lay out what you want. So I can lay out envelopes, I can lay out dictionary pages, whatever it is that I want coffee stained, and he does it. He's a star, actually. Total star. You see the difference that makes to the pages when you ink them.
Mike says when Jen needs tea coffee dyed paper, he gets out 2 6-foot tables and uses a 4-inch brush.
Yeah.
It's a full day of dyeing.
Wow. Mr. F seems to have got into the habit of oven baking them. Puts the coffee / tea, because it's a mixed up brew that he uses, and he puts it on with a big brush, and then I don't know, how many do you put in the oven at a time? 2 on separate shelves in the oven, and I tell you, at the moment they're coming out absolutely smashing. They're really lovely. Yeah, that fits. Excellent. Get it glued down. Nearly getting to the groovy bit. Well, we've done all the groovy stuff really. But I just want to make this into a journal before I leave you. What time is it anyway? What? Yikes, 5:28. Sorry, folks. Keeping you, aren't I?
Peg says she's a newbie to journaling. She started card making about 6 years ago, and now she's moving on.
Yeah, move on. Move on. This is better. This is more fun because you can be freer. Have you seen my Timmy towel anywhere? Has the cat had it away?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he must have done.
You must have done.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Would you like me to get you one?
No, it's all right.
There's one here, look.
Is there?
There's
Oh yeah, that's great. I love that. Thank you. Yeah, I think the cat's had me Timmy towel away. Never mind. I'd like to say return it, but no, we'll just trip over it on the stairs at some occasion. Sorry, I didn't realise this was going to be as long as this. I thought that we would get through this.
Before Christmas.
Yeah, before Christmas. Right, then. So that's I think that's the last of the sticky on-y bits that I'm going to show you. There's more decorating to be done, as you know, but I'm going to leave that up to you to decorate your own as you wish. There we go. Right, now then, so what happens is that goes there. Doesn't it look pretty? Wow, looks fabulous. So I actually, at this stage, what did I do? That's a really good question. I'm thinking, guys, I'm thinking. I think I sewed those together. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Forget that. I didn't do any sewing of anything together. What I did then was I put the journal pages in. Before I do that, I am, however, just going to put a little red spine down there just for added protection.
Kerry Bet says she's glad you've gone over time, she's watching.
Oh, hiya, Kerry. Why aren't you in bed? You should be in bed. Kerry sent me some photos. Kerry and I have known each other a long time, actually, haven't we?
Indeed.
We have. Right. Scissors, please. Thank you. There we go. Right, so once again, I'm just going to stick that down there. And it's just because this just seems a bit vulnerable to me, a little bit vulnerable. So I'm just going to put some glue down there, down to the side, spread it out with my finger so hopefully it won't get too much of a glue coming through.
Kerry says the cat was hungry.
Yeah, I ate my towel. And let's just put that on there. That cat is never hungry, I can tell you. He wants for nothing. So there we go. So that should be, yeah, when we fold it over, that looks nice, I think. And it just protects it that little bit. I feel better about it. So that's what we've got. So the next thing to do is to put your journal pages in, which I haven't got cut, of course. Why would I? Let's see how many pages we've got in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, got plenty. Let's put 5 in. I'm going to leave that one because it's a bit bent on the top. Put 5. See the colour of these, aren't they gorgeous? I love them. So I want these to be the full height, isn't it? No, yes, no, maybe just about, yeah, full height, but I want them to measure, for my journal, 8 1/4. The whole thing measures 8 1/2, but I'm bringing it into 8 1/4. And let's just measure that just to make sure. Yeah, you see, I've chopped that off. I was a bit hasty with me chopping off. I've cut that off at 8 1/8. So I really need to make them 8 by 8 1/4. 8 by 8 1/4.
Already 8 1/4.
8 by 8 1/4, yeah. But they are 8 1/4 one way, aren't they? Yes, 8 1/4, that's right. I knew with the other ones, I didn't have to cut them two ways. Right, so out comes the big green machine. Let's move this paper, I don't want to spoil it. It's too nice. So I've already got 8 1/4 the narrow way, so I'm just cutting this off at 8 here. I probably could cut loads of things together, but I don't trust myself. So you just have to bear with me while I go through each one individually. Make sure it's square. Shall I try some all together?
No.
No. Oh, that was a no from Mr. F. You're dead right. 8.
Here we go. It's 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, Kerry.
Sunrise in about half an hour.
Oh.
And Matilda says it's a bit afternoon in New York.
New York. Wow. We are international, Mr. F. Aren't we?
I know.
America, Canada, Newfoundland, and I know that's not the way you say it. Which is Australia?
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland, isn't it? Newfoundland, I think. Where else are we? I don't know. Right, so here's my pages. Let's get them all the right way, the right size. Like that, I think is fine. Yeah. Just one final check. Just permit me one final check. Yeah, that's right there, and that's right there. We're all right. We're doing fine. So I need to fold them this way. I'm trying to get a bit of a wriggle on, actually, because I know that you've been watching me for ages. And you've probably got a numb bum too.
Sid says hi.
Hi, Sid. I haven't seen you for a while. I hope you're all right. So I'm just folding these straight in the middle. Is that the right way?
Mike says Miss P's gone global.
Gone global, Mike.
Or globe shaped, I'm not quite. Oh no, global.
Mike would never say that. It's too nice, unlike you, Mr. F. You say rude things.
Moi?
Yes, you. Yes, you. So that's 5 sheets. So when they're in a...
misunderstood.
Yeah, you misunderstood, all right. So when they're in the journal, that'll be like 20 pages back and front sort of thing. You could add, at this stage, you can add anything that you want to this journal. You know, if you've got book page, you could add you could print some of this off onto tracing paper or vellum. You could add that. That would be lovely. You could just add a whole sheet of this if you wanted to, and obviously cut to size. That would be quite nice. In fact, I might do that. I jolly well might do that. Shall I do that? No, let's just keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Right, so let's get the clips out. I thought we used to have ladies from Africa. Yeah, we did, didn't we? We had some South African ladies. I don't know where they've gone. I'm just going to clip these little flaps out of the way because I don't want them getting in my way while I'm trying to do this. I'm going to make sure that these are all equal, top and bottom, and pushed right into that V there. And then I'm going to push that V right into this V, making sure that there's the same size gap, top and bottom. I mean, don't get your ruler out. You can tell by eye that it's the same. That's good enough. So now I'm sure that they're in the right place. I'm going to clip them. So I'm going to put one clip there, push these in right again in with my thumb, and put that there. Now, this is going to be a 5-hole pamphlet stitch, which is not the thing that we normally do, but it's what we need to do because we've got these two bits. That's right, isn't it? That way? Yeah. So it's at this stage now we need to decide where we want to put these. Because once we've made the hole through them, that's where they're going to be. Right, so I quite like that. You can see a good bit of that. That's relatively central, a bit lower down perhaps. Maybe move that up a touch, because I quite fancy putting my hole through the middle of that, so that would, yeah, about there. And I don't have any clips that are long enough to hold them there, but I might have... Wow, that was core testing exercise. I'm just going to grip these on there, and they might just, because that outer one's held in place, it might hold the middly one in place as well. Don't know if these are going to reach, but we'll try. Just by the skin of their teeth. There we go. Right. So let's get the yoga mat out. If you have a book cradle or whatever fancy device you have, that's great. I use this, which is part of a yoga mat that we bought from a charity shop. Please don't say the cat's had my pokey tool.
I had it earlier and put it back on your desk. It's there by the front of your green thing.
Oh yeah, there it is. Right, so there's the middle, there's the centre, and I'm using this because I don't want to go through and wreck anything. This isn't a dining room table, but if it was, you wouldn't want to wreck it with your pokey tool. Now I am just going to go by eye. You can of course measure it, which probably would be better. So I'm going in here, I'm folding this over and I'm pushing right out, and because you folded it over, it forces it to come out right on the edge of the V there. Okay, so now, flushed with success, I'm going to come up about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom, just checking that I'm not just going to catch that, which I might. So I'm going to come in just slightly more than 1/2 inch, just so I don't catch that, which is there. So that means I haven't caught this up. You don't want to catch the edge, it looks a bit tacky. So that's about 1/2 inch there. Same thing. We've missed this one. And then what you need to do, which is what we don't normally do, is make a hole midway between the bottom hole in the middle and the top hole in the middle. So yeah, I don't want this to be on the edge of that. So let's just have a look. I think that's about all right there, I think. And it's not exactly in the middle of my two existing holes, but it's where I want it to be. And I'm just going to do the same here. I want to catch this, so I'm just sort of looking at it and judging where I want it to be, and I think about that is good. Right, need a bit more glue on that one. Right, so now I need to get my thread and my needle. You can use wax thread, you can use baker's twine, you can use embroidery floss. I'm using cotton perlé. Try and use something that has quite a bit of strength, that isn't too thick, and I don't know, and what? I've no idea what I was going to say. Not a clue.
Not stretchy.
Not stretchy, thank you. Somebody's listening. Okay, so...
Sid says that it's very pretty.
Oh, thank you, Sid. So you go in through the middle hole, and if you hold your journal like that, like the position that it was in when you made the hole, you'll find it goes through quite easily. You shouldn't have to fight it. Although this is alive, and so I am expecting to fight it. The tail here I've just brought up and clipped underneath there, so it's not going to get pulled through inadvertently. Then what you do is you go in through the next hole down. Hold your journal in this position and your needle will come straight through and you won't have a bother. Like that. And then out through the very bottom hole. Okay, so it's easy peasy so far, isn't it? And it doesn't get any more difficult. We came out there, went in there, came out here. You know, we're all right. We're doing all right here. Then back in that hole, the next hole up, like so. And pull that quite tight. Not tight enough to tear your pages. Be careful of that. Then what you want to do is miss out the middle hole and go to the one hole above it. So it's this hole here. Okay. Like so. Pull it. Taut, not overly tight. And then the top hole. Making sure you keep your book like that, and it'll just, your needle will whiz through. You don't need to do battle with it.
That's the best one to do because it's top hole.
Top hole. And then back into there, into the next one down, that one. Oh, it does get caught around your clips. It just does. And it's annoying. And then back in through your centre hole. Like that. So no cursing, swearing, tangles, nothing. I've finished with that. I can pop that out of the road, and let's just have a look and see if that's tight or not. Needs a good bit of tightening. So let's chase our tail. This is where we went first. So let's make that nice and tight.
A 5-0 pamphlet stitch on camera. You're feeling brave.
I am feeling brave today. So keep chasing your tail through so you can pull that tight. I think that's all right there. Yeah. So what we need to do now is release that end, release both ends. And this long stitch, the longest stitch that you've got in the middle, make sure you've got an end each side of it. So I'm just going to slip my needle under there. So I've got one end on the left, one end on the right. Take my needle out and I'm going to knot it over there. So it's just a right over left, left over right. Easily peasily. You don't need to get all excited about it. Do it calmly and methodically, and you'll easily get there. So that I've just tied that in a very loose bow, and I'm just going to cut the ends off. You can make them longer so they come out the bottom of your journal and put some charms on them if you want to. Lots of things you could do. So let's take all the clips off.
Nancy O'Rourke's joined us.
Hiya Nancy! Nice to see you on here.
Just wanted to tell you how delighted and excited she is about the Timmy tome.
Oh, can't wait for you to get it. I cannot wait. It seems to have consumed my every minute of late, and I've loved every minute of it. So here we are. Here's this is what we've got so far. So we've got our spine nicely in there. Just push those back in, and if the holes have got away a bit too large, pop a tiny little drop of art glitter and just pinch them in, and they'll stay in. The only other thing we want to do now is put an eyelet on. So let's make it halfway. Oh, there's my little ruler. So this measures 4 1/4, so I want it to be 2 1/8. So it's about there. So I'm going to make a pencil mark there. Get my...
She wants to know if you're talking to her when you're on about being impatient.
No, Janya, I was not talking about you, my love.
She's so impatient.
She's so lovely, Janya. She is such a pretty girl, isn't she? She's gorgeous. So there's my hole. I need to get myself a eyelet. And the choice of colour is yours. I'm going to use gold because it's kind of Christmassy gold, isn't it, I think. But, you know, you could be making this. You could have made a Tim Holtz one of these, Nancy. Nancy O'Rourke, I'm talking to you. There we go. And I'm going to just change that to that. And squish that down and now I'm going to change it back to the other one. I find this works best with these particular eyelets that I've got. It's a bit of a faff, but it does work. So there we are. That's nicely crimped, not sharp. Nobody's going to hurt themselves. Let's put Mr. Crocodile away and get some ribbon out.
Ginger says thank you.
Well, you are, Johnny. I'm not telling any fibs.
She's got the sort of smile that brightens any room.
Oh, just brightens your day just seeing a picture of her. She's just lovely. Not that I'm not saying you, rest of you ladies aren't, because my goodness, I have received some cracking photographs. I mean, amazing photographs. I need to make that a bit longer just to measure up. So let's tie that off. I'm going to tie it off, then I'm going to open it and we'll just have a quick look through it and see what we've done. See what you think of it.
Sid said the little journal is beautiful, that paper is gorgeous, and Mr. F's dyed paper is so nice.
Mr. F's what?
Dyed
Oh, it's
paper.
gorgeous. Yes, Sid. I agree. Ooh. Right. So thank you so much for sticking with me until now. I mean, this has been nearly 2 hours, so I'm really grateful to you. But I did want to get this to this stage so as now you can take it on and embellish it in any which way that you fancy. So let's have a look at what we've got, shall we? We have got a tie fastening, which once again, you know, I did say at the beginning, but it could be string, it could be baker's twine, it could be anything. It could be nice wider ribbon, which I think actually I'm going to swap this out for some wider ribbon. It could be seam binding, anything that you've got that you fancy.
Dental floss.
Not dental floss, no, Mr. F.
Candy floss.
Not candy floss either. And I've put an eyelet in there, and the ribbon will just stay in there. Now then, you open this up and you've got just a blank page there. You can decorate that if you want to. Same with that and this. Now what I did with the one that I made earlier was, let's just steal all the parts from it, shall we? I had a little journaling card that went there. I had a journaling card that went into here, like that. It's a bit too big, slightly too big for this one, but you get the idea. Then I had another journaling card, I think went there, and then I had this giant tag. Well, obviously that doesn't go now because we've changed the colour, so I need to, you know, make another journaling. Oh, nearly knocked something on the floor. But this one that I've got in the back will go nicely, and I've put a nice red bow in that, so when all that folds over, that's kind of what it looks like. And you can prettify them to get what you want where you want it, you know. Like I quite like the idea of that Yuletide popping out the top there and that bow, etc. So then we come to the inner flaps. Now I haven't decorated these at all, and you can tell because it's nearly 2 hours that it's a good job I didn't. But on mine I put little pocket, I think I put an angled tuck actually on there and put a couple of journaling cards in there. You can decorate this if you want to. Then we've got all our journal pages, and I mean they really are lovely. He does a cracking job with them. And then there's the back flap there, ready to be decorated. And then let's just fold that in. And then we've got the same situation here, that you can add, you know, whatever you want to in here. What did I put in mine? I put...
They're all Tyler says it's very late for the party. Not made it for live for a long time.
Oh, hello, Beryl.
Loves the journal, and the papers are gorgeous.
Yeah. So that pretty much is that. As I say, there's a lot more decorating to do, but that's a personal thing. It's up to you really how you decide to decorate it. There's still, in the papers, we've still got lots and lots of ones that we haven't even touched that would make lovely journaling cards. You know, I mean, the papers are simply divine. They really are. They are from chapter 1, and they're called Christmas Rose. So if you like them and you want to buy them, they're from Chapter 1 Papers here in the UK, but they do US sizes as well. And actually, it's worth pointing that out to you. They have 2 listings for the Christmas rose. One is in US size and one is in A4 size. So read the description and make sure you order the one that you want. So that's the papers. Yes, I have to say this is not my design. I didn't come up with this. I first saw this on 49 Dragonflies, Barbara from Austria. And then subsequently I've seen Yvonne Preston doing them, and some Christmas ones as well, and hers are lovely. She's been using Artie May's kits. So it's up to you, absolutely up to you what you use. Doesn't even have to be Christmas. So there you go, that's that. I will be putting... I'll finish them off and I'll put both of them on Etsy. They won't be hideously expensive. Kerry, thanks, Kerry. I think it's illusional, Kerry. You've been up too late or early. The papers are from Chapter 1. Yes, they are, Janya. Peg, this is such a beautiful journal. Oh, thank you, Peg and Nancy. Your finished work always looks so finished. Thank you. There's nothing ultra proficient about this. It's just practice. You know, if you measure and cut enough pieces of paper, you'll get good at it. You've got to. But thank you. I appreciate it. I'm definitely going to try this. Yeah, do. Take your time with it. You don't have to rush like I've just done. Janya, I love it. Thank you. Mike, thank you, Fiona and Justin. It was great live. I hope everyone has a good day and coming week. Yes, and I hope you and Jen do too. Yeah, I do. Roz, I've loved our time together. Oh, I always love time with you, Roz. You're so nice. The project is great. Love the papers and how you use them. Take care, everyone. Love you guys. It's beautiful, says Sharon. Gonnie says, love it. Sharon says, might try with Timmy paper. Yes, now you're talking, girl. Yes, I might try it myself with Timmy paper. What's to lose? I've got plenty. Well, I've got 2 drawers full, actually. Flo. Hiya, Flo. Lovely, thank you. Judy, another lovely project and a fun live show. So good to see everyone. Sid, thank you. Mr. F, thank you everyone for sparing the time to join us. Take care out there and be safe. And I echo that sentiment. I have loved your company today. It's really nice to have you around our fireplace here, which is where I imagine you all. And when I see a comment by someone, then I just zoom into where I think you're sitting in my living room. It's strange, isn't it? So thanks for your company. I will be popping up no doubt through the week with videos and stuff. But here's your homework for this week. See you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. Take
Bye.
care. Be safe. See you soon.